Well, I'm Pedro Cavalero here, and we are going to talk about a little about the chat GPT. There's something really new we see this week, and we say, oh man, this is something really interesting, and we have tried something about it, and say, okay, let's talk a little about it and say, well, what is it and what we have done so far. Hey, and we have two guest friends here, and have Ismaias. Hey, Ismaias, how are you, man?
Hi guys, I'm good. I'm here to learn a lot. I'm so glad to be here. And that's it.
Thank you, Ismaias. And Douglas. Hey, Douglas, how are you?
Doing great. Hey everyone, great to be here.
Fantastic. So I think we have this really cool topic about Chat GPT. Can we have? What is Chat GPT about, Douglas? Can you explain a little about it to us?
Yeah. So basically, there is this organization called OpenAI, and they work on a lot of artificial intelligence projects. In fact, you may have actually heard of them in the past. They created the DALL-E 2 uh,
Mm-hmm.
project, which basically lets you sit in natural English describe a scene and it
Mm-hmm.
will draw it for you eerily well. Like you could make some pretty interesting artwork just by describing in English what you want it to draw in natural language, and it will draw the pictures for you. Well, now in the past week, I believe this has been this past week. Uh, they dropped in another project that they've got open for free right now, where you can do um, where it's called Chat GPT. So it uses their GPT model. It's huge. There's a lot of different data points it's got in this model, and it knows a lot from some of the experiments that I have been running. Um, we kind of in this audience and in this circle, we concentrate a lot on code, and so the
Mm-hmm.
experiments I've been running have been trying to see, can I describe like a program that I would like to write? Can it give me advice on
Mm-hmm.
architectural patterns? Can it give me code examples of how I might implement some of those? Can I ask for weird things that
Mm-hmm.
and it might just be able to go write code for me that give me
Whoa.
examples. Yeah. So there's a lot of debate going on right now. There's some people out there on Twitter that are, hey, developer jobs are going to go away because of this, But I also have my opinions on that too. But
Uh-huh.
we can go deeper into each one of those. But that's kind of an overview of
Uh-huh.
my past 24 hours, because I found out about this 24 hours ago that it existed, and I've been
Uh-huh.
poking around trying to figure out what this new AI can do. It's pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
pretty amazing. I've tried this yesterday as well. I tried to write some. I was not trying article. Oh, I'm not trying to ask for write code, but when you try asking for articles, and it creates really pretty decent articles. If anything anything about it. I asked it to create create an article about how World Cup can help you to be a better developer. And man, it's hard to create something about the World Cup and the teamwork and the motivation and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's in a small article saying like this, so it's pretty decent, pretty amazing. I tried to say, uh, write a movie script to create a story about a software developer who saved his marriage by using his Java programming skills.
But that was pretty epic.
And it was really cool because it says, it starts like with his wife complaining he's working too much and blah blah blah, and then
Wow.
he starts making how can I say uh, asking his wife to learn Java with him, and then they start to a project together. I say, oh God, how crazy is that, right? And
Yeah.
they say, but the text is like, of course, it's crazy. So the idea, but the idea is pretty consistent. So you see that the text written in a really consistent way. I say it could be a real story, and
It could be.
you can create. Yeah. So it's I thought it's amazing, and I tried many things here. Right. I can let us do
I
it.
was gonna say we could share screens and
Yeah,
kind
Demonstrate.
of compare notes on this.
for
If
sure.
if you wanna share your screen, or I can share mine, we can.
Uh
Uh,
huh. I can share here as well. Let me share
okay,
here. I don't know if are you able to share here? I don't.
I should be able to. Let me see.
No.
Oh well, guess what? I don't. I haven't given it permission to.
Yeah.
Uh,
To
I
share
don't.
screen, but yeah,
Oh, it's
and I
let me
I
see here. I might be able to do it. Let me try with this. Yeah,
and
it's not able to because I don't have. I never gave Chrome permission to share my screen, and once I do, I have to quit and come back.
so okay, it's a Chrome permission for sure. No problem. I will share mine here. Uh,
All right. Yeah, we can see your screen now. The crazy part here, and I want to tell people about this real quick, is that this is a conversation that you're having with this AI. So it remembers everything that you have said in the past too. So one of the things
mhm,
that I do have preferences, right? So you could ask it to
mhm.
write you to write some code in whatever language that you uh, uh, yeah, write a Python. Let's see. Let's just try something here.
Okay.
Um,
To connect to uh, what?
let's do what's the weather what's the weather API that people always use for things? I think
Mm-hmm.
it's open weather map. Yeah. So
Where,
yeah, just type in
where? God.
WEATHER.
Yeah. Weather API and get the today's weather
In whatever, like maybe in Brazil. Try that.
in Brazil.
Well, I know Brazil's pretty large too, so you might wanna narrow that down a bit,
Yeah,
but
no problem.
sure enough,
Oh God.
it's actually doing this in real time. And it's going to tell you about the example too. Now, I want you to scroll up and notice something though. Well, this one doesn't
Example, you
have.
can use the weather API together. Then you put the open weather data. It's already. I didn't say that they want the open weather data, so
It's the
it's
most
just.
common one that people use. So that it probably just went and said, "Oh, I'll give you this one," because you didn't specify which one, and it's free. Like you can get a key for free from there and all that stuff. And so that's the code, man. And the cool thing is, was this in what language did you? Oh, you asked it to write it in Python. Ask it to write it in Java now. Just say write. Now this is a cool thing. This is where it remembers. Write it
Oh,
in no, you don't have to repeat everything. Just go down in the chat field and tell it write it in Java now.
write it in Java now. How crazy.
I will lost my job.
No, you have it. No, you have it. Now this is the important thing. This is the important thing. We knew what we wanted it to do, and I can tell you that that's correct. I can tell if that code is correct or not. But
Hmm.
the main thing, also, if we really want to play around with this, tell it to write it in C# now.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you could do
Write
something even
it.
crazier.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Rust or
Yeah, write
Go.
it in Rust. That works. Or Go, yeah. Try that one.
Go language.
So one thing is that I'm extremely interested in learning and teaching, right? And I think that this tool, being able to take maybe a piece of code that you understand from a language that you understand and have it write that code in a different language is extremely important. Like it really will help. It's almost like having a Rosetta Stone that will, that you can actually see what you understand in other languages. And it's writing this stuff. Now, there's a caveat here. Its data set ends in 2021. So if it's using a library that has had a major shift since 2021, it might not understand. It might give you an example. Well, it might give you an example that's written in code that you would write back in 2021. But I've got
I
one.
have an example of that.
Go ahead.
I asked it yesterday. I asked it say like this: write the new features, of Java 17 from Java 11. Well, we all know Java is in Java 19 now, right?
Right.
But they say,
yeah. See, it's giving you the dates there, right? And so it tells you that as of March 2021, this was released. Yeah. So, one other thing.
But interesting. That's yesterday. It says the latest stable Java is Java 14. Now it's saying the latest stable Java version is Java 16. Interesting. I didn't. I can show you.
Oh, that's cool, man. No, I mean,
yeah, it's interesting to see. I don't know what's happening here, but it looks like
again,
it's evolving. Yeah.
Yeah, you could always hit try again, and it might give you a different response. So there's the try again button right there, and if you hit it right there in the go up right there, yeah. No, it looks like it's pretty.
Looks another thing, right?
Yeah, that was a. Well, no, scroll back down.
It creates again.
There's see where it says that number 2 of 2. If you click the left arrow, there you go. You can see your original response, and you can see the next response that it gave you. So, it said something different the next time, and you may actually like what it said the second time. So that's another feature is that you can actually tell it. You can tell it to try again, and it will give you back a different response. Now, here's something. Could you imagine if this was behind an API, which is where they're going, right? This will be behind. They will put an API together. You'll have to pay money for it when it's in an API. But, they'll put a web API in front of this AI, and we can actually make programs that what my thought is that I'm going to make a program. I might be able to actually write the program that helps people learn to code. With this, like a program that could use this AI behind it. And, I have this idea of a progression, and the AI might even be able to tell them why their code wouldn't compile, not just some cryptic, hey, I found this comma where I shouldn't have, but really where they made the mistake is what I'm thinking that this language model might be able to do. So, no, there's a lot of really.
Is it possible to ask this? Oh, explain this code for me.
Yes, ask it to. Ask it to explain one of the points.
For sure, right?
Oh no! Did you have a specific chunk, like a specific piece of code you wanted it to explain?
For example, yeah, like as we have like this. So, explain this code for me. Like I have this code and I send them. I say,
yeah,
explain that.
Explain this. Yeah, it should be able to do that.
Oh,
now I've seen people tell me that like they've tried to put regular expressions in there for it to explain, and some people are like, it really does that well, and other people were like, hey, that explanation is entirely wrong. Yeah, send it in. That'd be cool.
Let's see.
Yeah.
That's going
Ask
to be a
it.
thing like the current weather in São Paulo, Brazil is cloudy.
Ask it if
Fantastic.
ask it if there are any potential bugs in that code.
Mhm. Is there?
Now it's telling you everything you might want to go do to harden that code.
Let's see. The API is variable string, which is not a valid API key. Okay. The city are variables. Set the hard-coded strings. If you want to get the variable for the different location, you need to update these variables. Oh, okay, fine. It's the response JSON, blah blah.
But it doesn't handle any. It's telling you you're not error handling. So
Yeah, it's not saying, oh, create an error handler. It's saying, oh, this is something you need to be aware of. Like,
okay, but watch this. Can you ask it to elaborate on point 3? Or ask it to give you a code example of point 3.
oh,
After that, can you ask it to run a test? Test code.
Look at
how
this.
could you,
Look.
how you could modify the potential error and exception that could occur in response to JSON? Let's see.
There you go.
Oh, here you go, man.
There you go. Like, dude.
Oh, nice, man. It did it like a try, accept, and take a value error. Oh, if the weather is not weather data, now it's trying to get some errors before executing.
Now, you want to really like have some fun here. Ask it
Oh
to
my god.
convert that code example into JavaScript and use fetch.
Oh, convert this code to Java to JavaScript using
Fetch.
Nah. Oh god.
It has its catch in there too.
Yeah, it's catching the errors. Even use the fetch, right? Not catching any error here. Man, how fantastic is that, man?
Yeah, and look, it used
Incredible.
template strings for
Uh-huh.
template string literals. Yeah,
Using this. Man.
this has blown my mind, y'all.
Can
Man,
you
it's crazy.
ask it to run a unit test for this?
Write unit
Maybe.
tests.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So we have to do two things, I think. Can ask it to put the code from the past example into a function.
Mm.
In a function.
Put the code.
So we can test it, right? Right now it's just sitting out there in the global space. We have to we have to package it up so we can test it. Yeah, let's try that.
Oh, and I can just create a unit test for that.
And create unit tests.
For this function. Let's see. Ha! I'm not kidding. You're kidding me, man. Function takes city, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so sometimes
Okay.
the response is too long. Just ask it to continue. because it hasn't written the test yet. It's in the middle.
Yeah.
Just say continue, please.
Mm.
You don't have to be so polite. I'm just polite.
Oh man, you know, right? When these AIs take over the world, we can say, "Oh no, this guy was polite with me."
Yeah, we found his logs, and he was polite to us. He treated us well. We will not kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your unit tests. So we had the code example and a set of unit tests.
Expected result. Which one? Test case.
Where are the expected results coming from?
Yeah, I think. Looks like it's.
Ask it to write the expected results. Unless it's already done that.
The test case expected result.
Yeah.
Test.
I've been trying to find the limitations. I have found a couple of limitations, but we may get to see one right now.
Blah blah blah. The expected is then compared blah blah. And then example of how the expected result code is used.
Oh, there's your expected results. Yeah.
Oh,
Cloudy,
yeah.
cloudy, cloudy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I still think that there may be
Cloudy,
some like
rainy,
modification.
clear. Here.
Yeah.
Oh god. For sure, but yeah, but it's
really
impressive.
trying, y'all. It's really trying. I mean, you know, the thing is that you might have to, you know, tell it, hey, mock out the weather API, you know. But like I said, I don't. This is where I come into my next opinion, which is that we'll be able to write code a lot faster. And there's a couple of caveats here that I want to talk about. One, you need to understand what it's doing. You need to understand that code before you use it. As any code that you ever pull in to your project, don't just trust it. Like it, you know, it may not be exactly to your needs, and you might have to modify that code. I used to have a junior developer that I worked with 10 years or no, maybe 15 years ago, and he would just copy code from the internet and say, Douglas, it's not working. And I'm like, did you modify? You have to modify that code to actually, it's an example of how you can do something, but you have to make it fit in your example, like in your code. And you know, so you still have to do the same thing. But the thing is that I don't think that in the immediate term that OpenAPI you know, is going to take jobs away from developers. I think they're going to make developers way more efficient.
Yeah, more productive, right?
I can think through how to solve problems and get code generated for me when I like, hey, I want to try this instead. And it can write the code for me, and I can look at the code and understand that code is good. But there's still the one piece about AI that's missing, which is full sentience, right? The need for writing the code, the need for writing or helping out other people solve a problem is the thing. Like we have to tell it what to do in order to get it to go to the next step, right? You know, hey, try this now, try that now. It didn't automatically give us the error handling code, right? That's
the creativity.
We need to know that we need to know that we needed it, right? We need to tell and please write this with testing, with error handling, or write the unit test, because we are understanding what he's doing, what it's doing, right? So that's this is, I think this is all the point. We can be more productive in all steps in our work now. Like, can create the first glimpse of the code, or try to create this first example of a test that I can continue in my current code here, or as you said, as a learning tool, because we can use it to help your junior developers. You can use it to help uh, to giving classes. I think it's, as a tool, is a fantastic thing. We can
Yeah.
just, if you know how to use it correctly, right?
Yeah, and I have a feeling that when this gets when this gets productionized, right now it's a free research preview, like it says that in the small text at the bottom. But when this
Hmm.
gets into production and where, people can write applications on top of this, um, we're going to have a lot of power to be able to write applications that can show people how to do things, that can, it again, like I said, this could be the back end that I've been looking for an application that, for a concept that I've had for like 10 years.
Mm.
And I think that I now have the wherewithal to try um, to use something like this. Now, there is
Hmm.
another side to this. There there's another part of it where they do actually have some of their models sitting behind an API already. And I had a chance to play with that. I could write code against it.
Hmm.
In fact, you can ask it, how do I embed uh, uh, OpenAI into my program. AI. I've been doing that too. Every time I type, yeah. Every time I type OpenAI, I put a P in there because I've just typed OpenAI so many
I
times
think
in my life.
yeah, the muscle memory do it.
Yeah.
Mm, I, um, I don't know. Really?
Yeah. Now, I will tell you from my experience, this code example is a little behind the time. Uh, I think it is because I tried to use that code directly, but
Is a little different here.
yeah, I see that. I see that. But that's it, man. You do that, and it's really close. Like that's really close. But you have to get a key, and they give you like $18 for free to play with, and I think it's like something like 2 cents per thousand tokens, and a token is like 4 characters. Is what I think that they essentially I
Mm,
got them to say that a token is 4 characters. So it
four
can cost
characters.
money, but
Wow.
this is how you know how we're seeing all these things where it's like get all your copy written by AI. There's these apps everywhere now that are saying, in fact, I think that people in this group have shown us tools that's marketing tools
Mm-hmm.
that could use AI to write your copy. Well,
Mm-hmm.
guess where it's coming from? They're using
Mm-hmm.
OpenAI.
This here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
because
they're using that.
there are no, as I said, it's like a backend server for many different things, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. So I think really where this chat screen comes into play is that this is the conversation side of things, where it gets a little bit more complicated when you're trying to use the API to talk to the
Mm-hmm.
AI, to do fine tune adjustments and stuff like that. It's not a conversation, it's an API. It's going to be, you know, uh, I don't think you're going to have a contextual conversation with it like you can with this.
With this one here.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is amazing. Like That's
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's something.
mind blowing.
Oh my
Mind
god.
That's
blowing.
Yeah, I've seen. I've worked with like these chatbots on that Google chatbot. You know, I don't recall the name. When we, and we could create like this idea of, you know what I asked before, and then I can say, oh, please continue, and then it continues what is doing before.
mhm.
But everything we to create that, we need to do many things manually, so it's not something real. It was not understanding what we're writing. It's just blocks of code you put together, and this is really another thing.
Now, and it also knows way more. You can ask this. You can ask the AI questions about quantum mechanics. You could go into any field of science that you may have
Hmm.
a good idea about. Its knowledge is not just code, right?
For
Of
sure.
course, I can ask it questions. I happen to maybe know the answers to the questions I'm asking, and I can look at it and go, "It just knew that. Wow, it made that on the fly." um, and it was correct. So that's the interesting
I,
thing is that
mhm.
yeah, but my wife was asking it about different soaps and what they're good for, different cleaning materials and how to clean something, what's the best way to use it, and it was giving her responses
Mhm.
uh, on that. Like you could ask it, um, what's the best cleaner for stainless steel cookware?
Four,
Yeah, cleaner
four.
stainless steel.
It's
Stainless.
stainless. Like this,
Let's see if we can do
stainless.
that. Yeah, it's misspelled, but I want to see if it catches it. Stainless steel. So S T, yeah, EEL. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My grammar is saying correct spelling. Let's see. Yeah, he knows.
and now I want to try something here. Ask it why white vinegar and water is a good cleaner.
Oh God.
Yeah. So again, you can dig into anything it tells you even more. You could it's like clicking links on a web page. You could just go as far down the rabbit hole as possible.
Oh my. I saw in Twitter some guy who could say, oh, create for me a terror movie, a terror it's not script, is a summary, or I don't know the name. And there is a summary of a movie, a terror movie that with oil uh, digging place, and it has something, and then it creates the character, it creates the plot twist, the all the background of the main characters, etc. And then he asked, oh, please describe physically each one, the each one of the characters, and then it described physically the characters, and then he got that physical description, and put on the other DALI 2 to create the
Yeah.
character, right? And then he put in the same
Yeah.
field, say, oh God, do you have all this, all the story with all the characters, for people who creating games, people who creating role playing games, right? this kind of thing. If you make when you start thinking mix the way you can mix the tools, man, it can
Yeah.
be really yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, no, it can make stuff up. That's the interesting thing. And like you said, you could take that description and put it into an image into the Dolly 2 and have it
Yeah,
generate images, and that's pretty epic.
pretty epic, fantastic. Oh well, I think we are came to our time, and
Yep,
so but this opportunity to discuss this new technology here and the way we can use it to be a better developer, to be better teachers, right? And not to be afraid to AI, but to use it to our best, right? This is the way we need to look to AI. But let's try to be polite with them, right?
let's try to be polite. Absolutely,
Yeah,
just in
because
case,
just in case.
just in case.
Okay, so you wanted to make some final words, and is my ears, Douglas?
Well, I was going to say that I think that what we've seen here is the potential for augmenting extra intelligence, for being able to. We still need to know what we need to know, but it's going to help us with writing out the code after we can all become architects, right? We can
Mm-hmm.
say this is what we need. Write me the code to do X, Y, Z, and
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be extremely powerful. Maybe at some point the AIs can talk to each other, but I just don't see the motivation yet. And I've listened to people who understand the human brain way more than I do talk about what the one what the couple of things are that are missing in
Mm-hmm.
artificial intelligence, and that's the affect, which is the need to uh, do these things. The computer doesn't have that motivation right now. The computer is not
Mm-hmm.
completely sentient yet. It doesn't need
Mm-hmm.
to protect itself or protect others right now. So it
Mm-hmm.
has no need to do this stuff on its own. It needs inspiration from us to be able to do it. So nothing to be scared of yet. Maybe at some point they become sentient, and hopefully the people that are writing that code write it correctly. That's all I can say.
For sure. Use my ears.
And I think this is amazing. I think where we're gonna have in the future a lot of things to improve our lives, our jobs. I feel very happy for these kind of things, and I learned a lot today. Thank you to be here. That's it.
Okay. And thank you for joining. Thank you, and thank you, Douglas, for joining here today in this live. And I happy to have all this conversation with you guys. And let's see what the future holds for us.
Yep.
Yes.
See you, everyone.
Bye,
See
y'all.
you.
Bye.
Bye.